Welcome everybody, I'm Clint Skelos at Southern Minnesota TV, and today we're going to be working on my three-wheeler that I made out of a Yamaha Warrior 350 frame. This is it right here. I am going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff to this. You guys better just stay tuned for this episode. I'm filming this intro after I film the rest of the video because, well, I just plain old forgot. And we're going to be making it look like this, and we're going to be driving it by the end of this video. Let's get right to it, guys. Well, I've been working on putting a pulse pump on this thing because the gas tank is gonna mount under the fender, so pretty much below the engine, so I'm gonna need this pulse pump. I just bought a spacer off Amazon, and that had a hole threaded into it, and then you can put a jawed, or not a jawed, a hose barb fitting on there, and run it to your fuel pump. Then this is in, and that's out. So that'll be going to the carburetor. That'll be coming from the gas tank. Ready to put the engine back on the three-wheeler. I also got a used wheel put on the three-wheeler, but you can tell it's used because it's worn down on this side quite a bit more than this side. You can see that. But man, it looks way better than it used to. I think these front forks are tipped out a little bit more than I'd like, but man, it looks way better. This is going to be a totally different rig now. Bought this rim off Go Power Sports, really happy with it, really nice. These front forks off Amazon. Yep, coming together. I got the engine mounted up. Now I'm gonna work on the gas tank. I think something like that. Probably drill some holes, new holes in the aluminum, and then through the steel pipe, and then through the fender. Do that for the top on both sides. Then for the bottom, I think it's just going to be a zip tie or something through there since it's right in the corner. So guys, taking a quick break in the video to mention Measure by Design. I know I've mentioned them before. You guys have heard them before. They design stuff. They do custom wraps, shirts, any logo, pretty much anything. Hats, obviously. Really nice hat. Based in Ruthven, Minnesota. I'm going to put a link in the description to their website, Measure by Design. And also, I'm going to put a link to Go Power Sports where I buy most of my parts anyway. I'm going to put that link in the description too. So go ahead and look at the description for these links. Back to the video, guys. So I have all the fuel lines in, the tank's in. Just 2 bolts holding the tank on. Fuel line goes from the bottom of that fitting all the way up to that side of the pulse pump, then from the pulse pump to the carburetor. I got the throttle all hooked up. I think this thing is dialed and ready to go on a drive. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be changing the sprockets out in this thing to re-gear it for more torque because it's geared for way too high. Yeah, doesn't have the power I want. We're gonna re-gear it. What we doing here is swapping out both this rear sprocket and the sprocket that's up there on the torque converter. This is 520 chain. I'm gonna be converting it to 420. And so I got this sprocket from Go Power Sports and this chain from Go Power Sports. This is what's going on in the torque converter up front. I just had it laid around. That's not from Go Power Sports. But I'm hoping, because this obviously isn't the right bolt pattern for that. So hopefully I'm gonna be making that fit this. And then we can put this 10 tooth up on the torque converter because right now it has a 12 tooth up front to a 46 tooth in the back. So that's like a 3.83 gearing ratio. And with this new setup, this is a 60 tooth and that's a 10 tooth. So it's gonna be a 6-to-1 ratio. Way more torque than 3.83 to 1 gear ratio. And so hopefully that's gonna fix the lack of power problem on this three-wheeler. All right, so I have the rear end jacked up and I have the nuts off this wheel already. So I'm going to be switching from this 12 tooth 520 sprocket to this 10 tooth 420 sprocket to change the gearing and to change what chain I'm running on this. Alrighty fellas, I think this thing's dialed. I got both sprockets swapped, torque converter thrown back together, got the rear sprocket on, looking really good. Now it has a 6-to-1 gearing ratio. I think I got the chain tension just right. I think this thing's dialed. We're gonna go for a first test drive and we're gonna see how much better this thing really is. Well, it did a top speed of 32.3 miles an hour. So it's faster and it's way quicker on acceleration. Yeah, it's like there's hardly any load for it compared to how it was previously. It was geared so tall. Yeah, earlier with the previous gearing on my tachometer right there, I was getting 3,700 RPM, so now it's bumped up to 4,000 because it's easier, it's not struggling. But yeah, 32.3 miles an hour top speed. And bigger wheel up front, way better than the smaller wheel. Fenders are nice. It's starting to become the three-wheeler that I was hoping. Right after I did that top speed test, I did come back on the yard, and almost instantly it stopped running, and I think it's an issue with the spark. But luckily, I don't want to keep this Honda GX160 on here anymore. I'm building an engine for this. It was, well, I'll show you in a future video. Hopefully I get that running, and it should make some serious power and make this thing go way faster too. Well guys, this brings us to the end of the video. If you like this video, please push the like button and subscribe if you haven't done that already. If you have any questions, comment down below. Thanks for watching Southern Minnesota TV, and see you next time.